let's get into our next topic. We're talking about, we're talking some quarterbacks. We're talking some college quarterbacks because there's a report out saying that the Colts would prefer to draft Will Levis instead of pursuing Lamar Jackson. Quite an interesting take here. Will Levis, who is arguably the fourth best quarterback, depending on how you look at it. Will Levis, rookie, compared to Lamar Jackson, a unanimous MVP, has won a playoff game, but is exponentially more expensive than him.
Right.
So, do you think the Colts should draft a quarterback like Will Levis or Anthony Richardson? Or they're looking at C.J. Stroud. They could move up in the draft, maybe.
They won't move up.
Or do you think they should offer Lamar an offer sheet or subsequently trade for Lamar, whichever that Lamar situation turns out being? Which avenue do you think that they should take?
They might do both. I think Levis will be there at number 4. And I think Richardson will be there at number 4, too. They both look like to be really good talents, and Levis has athletically, he's right up there, man. He's got his arm strength is unbelievable. His accuracy a little bit off, and I don't know about his the mental part of it. That's really important for the quarterback, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that we could do that and then see what happens with Lamar, right? Because I don't think Lamar's situation is going to be resolved before the draft.
Correct.
Right? The draft will happen. Then they'll see what happens with Lamar. So they might try to do both. But I think that they probably are not going to get Lamar Jackson, given how much money he wants.
Yeah.
And most people, I'd say they'll think, you know what? If we draft a quarterback number 1 and he's highly rated and the quarterback draft this year is really good, then I think that they probably think the fans will be okay with that.
Could you see them sort of the suck for luck campaign after Peyton Manning? They tanked to go get Andrew Luck at number 1. Could you see where they keep Gardner Minshew as their quarterback 1 this year and go for a quarterback like USC?
They have
Caleb
Gardner
Williams?
Minshew?
Yeah, he's currently the quarterback 1, I believe, on the depth chart.
They traded for him, or he was
he's
a free agent?
I believe, yeah. So do you think that they would, tank for a quarterback like USC's Caleb Williams, who's, could be the next coming of like a Trevor Lawrence, that generational talent? Do you think that they should go maybe even that avenue and stick with Gardner Minshew for a year and just and go to Jim Irsay, whoever I believe I don't know who's the head coach of there's a first time head coach for the Colts, so his job is probably not up if he goes to Jim Irsay, the owner, and say, hey, we should tank this year, but if we get the number 1 pick, we draft a guy who could be like the next great quarterback in the league. Do you think the Colts may take that
Then what would
approach?
they do with a number 4 pick then?
Draft another section of their team.
Yeah.
Their offensive line was a complete mess last year.
What do they have? What are the experts, quote experts, just saying about the Colts number 4 pick? What are they?
They're going quarterback.
A quarterback.
They're going quarterback. I've seen Anthony Richardson.
So probably Levis or Richardson. I think the other 2 will be gone by then.
He's okay under pressure. He's not great. He has a rocket of an arm. His accuracy could be a big question mark. His turnovers were not great. But then again, Kentucky is not really a big football school.
He has leadership skills.
He does. The problem that some people have, that I don't necessarily see it as a huge thing, but it could be not the physical nature of it, but the ego type of it, is he likes posting on social media how ripped he is. Extremely tight tank tops and everything like that to show just how physical he is, how strong he is. And some draft analysts are saying that he's too big. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think it could be a mental thing, saying, I'm working on myself. It's going to be me only, sort of like that. I could outstrength. I'm stronger than you. He had this big ego thing, and he's not that great of a quarterback. So if you were really that good, up to the level of a C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, and you were, what is he? I want to say 6'4", 230. He has more than 10.5-inch hands. So he's a big guy. Big guy. He actually fits the prototypical quarterback. 6'4", 220. He's 230.
Yeah.
He is absolutely jacked. But Lamar is an actual talent, a developed talent, a unanimous MVP, is made it to a playoff game, is more mobile. His accuracy, I don't love Lamar. He's also not that great of a thrower. You could pick apart one game against the Browns. I don't really care about that because overall, consistently, He's not that good. Ask any receiver in free agency, would you rather go to any other team or the Ravens? They'll choose any other team. Just going to put that out there for a second. I would pursue Lamar. I think the Colts would be very idiotic if they don't get a talent like Lamar Jackson, who's not free, but he is available. He's not a free agent, but he is available to sign. To draft Will Levis?
If it plays out the way Lamar wants, he's not going to be with the Ravens anymore. He doesn't want to be with them anymore. He wants to be traded. We've talked about this ad nauseum.
And we're gonna keep talking about it because it's never ending.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
Never ending so far. So he is going to be traded, apparently, because that's what he wants. Correct. Unless they can mend the bridges somehow with him, I don't know. But if he is traded, then they should hang around. I think they should draft a quarterback and then see if Lamar is going to be available.
But then, would you trade Will Levis to the Ravens?
Maybe that would be one of the picks. It's a 2 first-round picks. That would be one of them. They send Levis to the Ravens.
I mean, then there's no point in that. I'd rather just.
They got to call up the Ravens and say, "Who would you like in the draft? We're gonna draft a guy. Who would you like? It's not going to be sorted out before the draft's over. So who would you like in the draft?
Right.
And if it's somebody that they would like too, they could go ahead and draft them.
Right.
So I don't know. That's probably a long shot. I don't think that's going to happen. But it's an option.
Will Levis likes to throw the short ball, and he's not particularly great at the short ball.
Well, how about Richardson?
Like right now, his quarterback comp is Jake Locker. Jake Locker.
Then that's not a very good pick.
It's not a very good pick.
Jake Locker didn't go very far in the NFL.
Did he start a game?
I don't know.
I don't even think he started a game. But like you said, his arm strength is phenomenal.
Off the charts.
Probably throw it 80 yards way if he really steps into it. Really. I'm serious about that. Pocket presence could be worked on, but it's not bad. Accuracy is the big question mark when it comes to Will Levis.
And whether he's really got the mental part of it too. That's really important for a quarterback. Look at the year Brady was drafted, right? He didn't go until number 199. Before him were all these big athletes.
Right.
None of them amounted to anything. So the mental part of it's really big too.
What's the chip on your shoulder? Also,
that has a lot to do with the competitiveness. Competitiveness
right.
is big too.
I don't think Will Levis's chip on his shoulder, I don't think it's at the same level as the 3 other quarterbacks, not even Anthony Richardson. So I think right now Anthony Richardson has heard all the noise about how he isn't that great of a quarterback right now. I mean, he crushed at Pro Day. He crushed at the Combine. Now, Pro Day and Combine aren't really that telling. You more want to see what's actually, when you play, your game film. But if you're getting compared to a Josh Allen, then you know what? You got a lot of skill then. If your quarterback comp is Josh Allen, you're clearly doing something right. Because look at Josh Allen now with refinement. He was a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. He probably still is arguably top 3 or 4 right now in the NFL without Brian Daboll. But you go into the Colts situation. Is that a good situation? We saw the offensive line last year. They dealt with injuries. They were trying to figure out, does a guard work as a tackle work as a guard, center move around?
I was shocked by how poor the Colts were last year.
As was I.
I mean, they had the great running back. They brought in Matt Ryan, who I thought would play really well.
At least better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, right. And
you had to go 15-2.
They were awful.
You had to go 15-2.
That was how bad was that for a pick, huh?
It was pretty bad.
They were awful. They almost went 2-15.
It was bad. It was bad.
I had it backwards.
They gave up that 33-point lead against the Vikings.
Unbelievable.
It was absolutely shocking. But so you would say draft a quarterback, but still pursue Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I'd be maybe watch what unfolds, and if you see an opening, then you might make a move.
But you would say
I think it makes sense to draft a quarterback because Lamar's situation is not going to be resolved before the draft. I don't think. They're going to go through the draft before that's resolved. So the Colts could be left with just Gordon Minshew, right? And the fans are not going to be that happy with that. So they'd be better off saying, well, Gordon Minshew's played enough so that he could be a mentor for whoever we draft, and that's the future. And the fans would be okay with that, I think. But if they wind up with just Gordon Minshew, I think the fans are going to be annoyed.
Do you think it'd still be a job well done and a good idea if they do what you say, draft Will Levis, but not pursue Lamar. Just keep a little bit of a closer eye because they outwardly said that they're not going for
I think that's okay because Lamar he's unreasonable in what he wants.
I agree.
It's unreasonable. I don't think anyone's going to give him that. He's going to have to moderate his demands to make a deal with anybody. He's going to scare off the rest of he's scared off.
Absolutely.
His public relations has been a disaster.
Right.
Total disaster. And that's why he needs to get an agent.
I agree.
To help him. Because an agent only takes 3%, okay?
At most.
That's peanuts compared to the money
he's
got.
most.
And that's peanuts compared to what he's going to get. He made a big judgmental error there.
I will say this, though. On our little
His
topic
mother should have advised him better on that one.
On the little topic bar, I will say Lamar does look good in a Colts jersey. I will say that as a jersey swap.
Yeah, he would look good.
I do think Lamar looks pretty good in that Colts jersey. But I mean, Will Levis, he'll just need to basically invert the colors, and he'll have the exact same jersey.
Yeah.
At least with that one, I mean, they have the same colors. But I think
I predict Levis is the pick of the Colts.
I think they should pursue Lamar, and I think the telling thing will be what's their draft pick. If they draft anything else besides a quarterback, you know they're going for Lamar, or they're idiots. But we'll see, depending on how low their draft pick will be, to pick up like a Caleb Williams from USC. But we will see.